Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 247. And my name is Jason Rumpleding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash, as well as Buy and Sell DVC.com.
And today is October 29th, 2025.
Almost Halloween.
Almost Halloween. And we just need one more month to get done with hurricane season. And
I was wondering where you're going with that. One more month.
I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
So 11 months from today is going to be September 29th, 2026. And 7 months from now is going to be May 29th, 2026. For buy and sell side of things, I mean, really, I'm just bringing up, we bring up, there's like DVC. Again, there's a lot of information on DVC. We don't always just spit out facts. But I'm just bringing this up here because I listened to a show called Boomer and Geo in the morning. They're out of New York. But a caller called in one morning, and he was driving 12 hours straight from, I don't recommend, first of all, driving 12 hours straight. But he was driving 12 hours straight by himself from New York to Naples, Florida, where he was meeting his wife and kids were flying in and his in-laws. Then this was on a Friday. He was going to arrive like 8 p.m.
It's got to be more than 12
Is it 12? I don't know.
It's more.
Is it? How many?
Close to 18, I think.
18?
I think so, yeah.
Well, I think so. And then the next morning, he was going to Disney, Magic Kingdom with the family, going to the park and then Magic Kingdom, and then going to spend the night at Disney. And then the next morning, they were leaving to go to Tampa to go to Jets at Bucks, and then back to Naples. So
and then drive. Back to Naples. Right.
So you want to talk about, we live here. Sometimes we forget these adventures that people come and do. And now this was in September. So this wasn't somebody trying to escape in December or January and do something like this. This was in September. So, but it really, it just made me think of how much stuff there is to do in the area. So I wrote down a bunch of stuff, and now I'm sitting here. I don't really want to just rattle this stuff off, but this is just to give you an idea on the bowl.
I think you should rattle this off. This is, I had no idea about any of this. Living here, I had no idea about any of this.
So this is just bowl games that are happening. Now, not all these
college football.
Yeah, this is college football. So this is, and I hope this is the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. This is on December 17th. This is at Camping World Stadium. That's in Orlando. Then you have the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl on December 19th. That's at Raymond James. That's in Tampa. That's where the Bucks play. And then you have the Boca Raton Bowl. That's in Boca Raton. That's on 12/23. That's at 2 p.m. That's at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Pop-Tarts Bowl, that's been back in Orlando on 12/27 at 3:30 p.m. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, that's in Jacksonville, Everbank Stadium, that's 12/27. ReliaQuest Bowl at Raymond James back in Tampa on December 31st. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl back in Orlando December 31st. Capital One Orange Bowl at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami on January 1st. The National Championship is at Hard Rock Stadium, January 19th. Plus, again, you have NFL teams. You have Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa Bay. That might be your team, or they might be playing your team. You have MLB teams, of course, Tampa, Miami. You have NBA teams that might be playing the Magic. So my question to you is, have you been to a bowl game at all? No bowl games?
I have never been to an NFL game. Or I've been to college games. Never been to an NFL game.
Wait, college games in Florida?
No, not yet. Maybe with my kids, we'll see.
Okay.
But I've been to Rutgers games.
Okay.
So, but never been to an NFL game. I had tickets to go to an NFL game once. It was the Colts versus the Jets. This is back in 2000 and we'll say one. Actually, 99 to 2000. And my transmission went out of my car right outside the stadium as I was driving to the game. Never made it inside to see the game.
Oh my gosh. So I will say, all these bowl games. So, I grew up in Iowa. I moved here in 97. I never went. Now, Iowa had a couple runs where they went to the Rose Bowl, but they really didn't start going to bowl games until like until we got to the year, until we turned to this century. And I've probably been to, and my wife, I will say, is Ohio State fan. Between Ohio State and going to, I've probably been to like 12 bowl games.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there was a while there where, like I went to Miami to see, they were in the Orange Bowl twice, Tampa a bunch of times, Orlando. We had the pass against LSU to win. I mean, yeah. So I've been through the gamut of these bowl games. Now, I mean, we're not going to really digress into college football, but now that everything's changing with the NIL and the playoff, like the bowl games seem to have lost some of their luster unless you're in the playoff. So I don't know what the attendance is like but when we used to go, like the bowl game, they would always be packed. So it was a fun time. And of course, you have, if your college team is Boston College, you're escaping the weather at that time. Mm. But just to give you an idea, that's just, all the things going on. So it's not just, going to Magic Kingdom. So if you have someone in your family that, needs a little other enticing to get them here, remember these things.
Nice.
And now we're on to the food review.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So during our Disney Springs trip that we took a few weeks ago, we also stopped at Summer House on the Lake. And the last time I was there, I had mentioned that it smelled like rotten fish when we walked inside. Happy to say this visit had nothing of that, much more pleasant, and it smelled of cookies. We got several to try, but the one we start off with was the Dubai cookie. I didn't know it was salted, it didn't mention it, but I was pleasantly surprised, and the cookie tasted very good. It was chocolatey and crispy. It could have possibly used a little more pistachio in it for me, but really, really enjoyed it. Gave it an 8.7. So really, really good cookie. Very, very happy with it. I realized I didn't write down how much it costs on here. I normally do. I believe it's about a little under $6. Not 100% sure right now, but I believe it's around $6, a little less, like $5.95 or something like that. But I didn't write it down, so whoops.
And now we're on to the DVC-Rental side of things.
So on the rental side, I kind of want to talk a little bit about buying and ownership. This is more basic stuff, like, what exactly is DVC? Like, DVC is Disney's version of a timeshare system. It's a points-based system where you buy a contract, and every contract has a certain expiration. You get a certain amount of points every single year, and those points are used to book Disney rooms, studios, 1-bedrooms, 2-bedrooms, 3-bedroom grand villas. There's two different ways that you could buy DVC. You could buy it directly through Disney, or you could buy it on the resale market with somebody like Jason. And so what happens is that when somebody buys a Disney Vacation Club contract, and if they ever decide they want to sell it for whatever reason, Disney does not get involved with it. They don't help you out. So you have to go with a licensed brokerage, like Buy and Sell DVC, and work with a broker like Jason. And so you could buy it through Disney, or you could buy it through Jason and buyandselldvc.com. It's going to be a lot less to buy it on the resale side. Sometimes with some of the newer resorts like Riviera, you can when you buy resale, you can only stay at the Riviera. So that there are sometimes little changes, or some of the original resorts, you can't stay at the Riviera if you buy it through resale, but typically you might be saving $10,000 or $15,000 to buy on the resale side. So definitely something to look into if you're thinking of purchasing Disney Vacation Club. So next on here is what happens if you decide that you want to sell or exit. Again, Disney does not help you. You have to go through a licensed brokerage to sell your contract. And I shouldn't say you have to. You can sell it on your own, but you still have to use a title agency or a lawyer. And you're much better off, going with people who know what they're doing, who's going to get you the best price because they've been doing it for a while and they know what the current market is. It's like selling a house. You can sell a house on your own. It's a lot easier just to hire a real estate agent to sell it for you because they're going to do all the work for you and make it a lot easier. In the long term, typically, a lot of the rooms, I'll use Boardwalk as an example. Boardwalk, you could get a Boardwalk studio for as low as 9 points a night, 10 points a night. So with your buy-in price, a lot of times you're looking at Boardwalk for $100, $120 a night. Whereas if you book this room through Disney, it's like $600 a night. So I mean, in the long run, with buying DVC, it's a lot of upfront money and then maintenance fees every year. Whereas if you're going through Disney every year, you know, you're just paying them year after year. You don't own anything, and you're gonna save money in the long run, especially if you're going to keep going to Disney. And if there are years you're going to take off, it's not a big deal. You can always rent out your points. Plus, what's also good with your points is that it's not just good at the Walt Disney World resorts. You can exchange into Interval International. Not my favorite plan, truthfully, but you can also stay at Hilton Head. You can stay at Vero Beach. You can stay at Alani. You can stay at Grand California. You know, all the places that are not right in Walt Disney World. So lots of really great options when you become a DVC member of where you can stay. So that's all I had.
That's very good, very informative. And just to clarify, so you have Riviera, the cabins at Fort Wilderness, and Disneyland Hotel. If you buy one of those three resorts, whichever resort it is, you can only stay at that resort if you buy resale.
Resale, yes.
So if you buy Riviera, you can only stay at Riviera. Disneyland Hotel. The other 14 resorts, if you buy any of those other 14 resorts, we're not going to name them all, you can stay at any one of those 14 resorts with the points. If you buy, I'll just say Saratoga, you can stay at Saratoga up to 11 months in advance. The other 13, you can make the reservation 7 months in advance.
I want to spin off just quickly on what he just said about those three resorts, Riviera, Disneyland Hotel, and cabins at Fort Wilderness. So if you were interested in those, you may sit there and go, oh, definitely don't go resale. That's not worth it. I'm going to buy direct through Disney, which is what you possibly can do. And then you can stay at all the resorts. However, if you ever need to sell, and the average person typically sells after 10 years for whatever reasons, that's the number that Disney throws out there, that typically it's about 10 years. If you ever need to sell, you're going to be hit with those resale restrictions, because whenever you sell, whoever's buying it is going to get hit with those restrictions. So even though you own it Riviera and you can stay anywhere, when you go to sell it, if Jason wants to buy it, he can only stay at Riviera, which means the value that you buy through Disney is going to drop down dramatically. So a resort that you may be paying $275 for, because you're buying it through Disney, it's at that inflated rate. When you go to sell it, it's now going to have the restrictions on it for whoever buys it. So that $275 can very easily drop down to $130, $120, something along those lines. So just be careful with anything that's got a restriction on it. You may think that I'm definitely going to go through Disney on that one, so I don't have any restrictions on there. If you ever go to sell it, though, you're going to be really penalized. So be careful. If you want Fort Wilderness because you love Fort Wilderness, you want to stay there, look at it on the resale side. Look at Riviera on the resale side, because it's going to be less than half probably of what Disney's charging directly for it.
Sounds good.
So there's no way to avoid any resale stuff. Disney gets you both ways.
We will see you next week.
Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.